Okay, so we're going to do a video now about featured listings. How do you put featured listings or listings into a page or a post? Maybe you'd like some featured listings on your home page here. Whatever you want to do with featured listings and embedding them in the sidebar, etc. That's what this video is going to cover. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've already opened up a page, and this is the home page. Now, I want to explain to those of you who are going to be using Visual Composer. Visual Composer is a third-party plugin from Code Canyon and Theme Forest, if you're familiar with those. And it has a lot of these cool extra things that you can do. Well, it's also very confusing for those that don't know how to use it. And I'm going to explain very briefly about the embedding shortcode using this. So what you would do is you would, use your Visual Composer, select your element here, and you would then select to pop open that element to edit it. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to select on the embed listings button right here, and that's going to pop up our shortcode builder. And then when that's done, you're able to go ahead and hit the generate button, which I'll go ahead and do, and you'll see it's going to add another shortcode over here. So it just added another shortcode, and like I said, we're not going to save this, but I just wanted to show you this is how it's done. If I hit save, it gets added over here. All right, now to make this much easier for the rest of the world who is not using um, Visual Composer and using a normal Wysiwyg editor like this one is, then what you do is you open up the editor, create your page, select down in the content area where you want the shortcode to be when you get done creating it. So I'm going to go ahead and select down below right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the embed listings button, and I'm going to briefly explain from the top to the bottom. RSS, no. Leave it at no. 99% of the time, unless you're watching the SEO video, this is always going to be no. This is a element that we use for SEO backlinks, and I'm not going to get all long-winded about that right now, but unless you're doing SEO and watching the SEO video, please ignore the RSS feed. If you're interested in knowing more about the backlinks from this, then watch the SEO video, please. Okay, so templates. The go-to template every time until you're very familiar with the rest of this via all the other videos is always going to be your featured template, your JCarousel sidebar maybe, JCarousel content area, and that's like what's on the home page. And so for this one, we're going to go ahead and select feature template. Sort type, random and static. What does that mean to everyone out there? Well, let's just, for example, say that we're going to select a city and there's going to be 1,000 listings, and we want to randomly grab 3 out of that 1,000 listings based on high-low. It would reach into that 1,000 listings, grab only 3 of them randomly, and then sort them based on the rest of this criteria up here. Static, if I switch this to static and I said I want to do price, for example, I'm just going to give you an example of how this would work. Price, descending, and static. Now what that means, based on whatever field I use, if I use city, then it would actually be bringing me back the 3 most expensive, because I'm doing highest, 3 most expensive based on this filter, and that would be what would be displayed. So unless you want to do static where it's always highest to lowest, lowest to highest, or something like that, then random is going to be your default. Random is always also great if you want to randomly, if this is a company website and you have like 200 real estate listings, and you want to randomly display only 10 of them each time the page loads, this is the one you want to go with. Okay, so that's the explanation of that. Pagination. Pagination is never required unless you're doing 50 or more listings. If you're going to do 50 or more listings in one page load, then I suggest using pagination. Pagination automatically gets added to any template that you select based on the sorting if you use any kind of sorting. Okay, so we're going to leave this for the example. I'm going to do, well, I think I'll do 6. And I'm going to do a neighborhood because that's the one everybody always asks me about. You can also do office name, and I'm going to do a couple things here while we're doing it. I'm going to select office name, add field. Okay, so that comes up, and then I'm going to go ahead and do maybe a property type. Let's see here, property type, add that as another filter. And so what you can see here is you have the ability to select your own office listings, so whatever your company listings are, and only selecting, and the way you would do it is you would add that there, and then you say, I only want to do residential and maybe vacant land and nothing else. So now you see how you can add additional filters here. Now, normally this would be what a company would put on their home page. But for this, I'm going to actually do how to embed community listings. So we're going to go ahead and close this out for now. And we're going to go back up here and we're going to select community or subdivision or whatever it is in this one here. I think it's actually subdivision. Subdivision. Oh, we have community name. So let's try both of these and see which one it is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just select a community. You have to always hit the green plus to actually add that name over here. And so we're just going to do just a community, just 6 listings, and we're going to go ahead and have them price high to low, and we're going to go ahead and hit generate and see how many we get in this. There may not be 6 listings in this one, and we're going to go ahead and hit publish, and then we're going to take a look at the results page here. Okay, the results page is here. It looks like it must be a new community. It looks like all homes these look like architectural renderings. All right, so this is the way the feature listings works. If you want to do other things such as a price range, let me take a look here. I see that the homes are in the 200,000, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a advanced Okay, so what we're going to do this time is we're going to go ahead and add another shortcode. I'm going to get rid of this one actually. Now for those of you that don't want to know about the advanced options, you can go ahead and stop now. I just want to show there are a couple of the advanced options for those that are interested, such as price range, and that's what I'm going to cover in this little portion of the video is how to do the price range. So basically we're going to redo the same steps, select the feature template. We're going to go ahead and leave these as unchanged. We're going to do order by. I always like to do order by price. Descending. Again, I'm going to only select 6. And this time I'm going to select a complex community name from that one and see what we end up with. Looks like a free-for-all. Looks like the agents are able to type in whatever they want. Not really happy with that for a video. What I'm going to do is select the subdivision again. or actually in this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a city. That's what I'm going to do. So let me just go ahead and select on city. Okay, so for this one, we're going to go ahead and select a city. We're just going to just select any, let's do the Buena Vista. And then the next thing we're going to do to make this a price range. How do you make a nice little price range? So we're going to go down to price, select price, add field. Now this is going to take a couple seconds because every listing's price is going to show up. And it doesn't really matter. You're just going to select any price that you're going to want to put in here. And we're just going to go ahead and, oh, you got to hit the add that button. And we're going to go ahead and hit the generate. Now, what we're going to do here is I have absolutely no idea what the price of these properties are here. But we're going to go ahead and just take in and assume that something is going to be between 200,000 and 500,000. And we're going to leave it at that. But that right there is how you manually create a price range. So if you wanted to create links on a page or something like that that went to, you know, community that says, hey, you know, click on these are the links, these are the ones that maybe you just don't want to show anything below a certain price range because you're wanting to, you know, not deal with that kind of a low hanging fruit customer. You would probably want to go ahead and add these kind of filters like this. You know, 200,000, you can make it up to 500 million or whatever, so you know that you're going to get that as your minimum. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and hit the update here and take a look and see what we get. And we're going to refresh this page and see what we get here. Hopefully I didn't pick a community. Well, apparently I picked a community that has listings that are either more than that or less than that. So hold on. Okay, so after changing the price down to 1,000, I was able to actually get a listing to show up. But anyway, that is just the explanation of how you would actually create a price range if you wanted to do a price range. And the next and final advanced option, if I wanted to do a community, and this is something that's very common, let me just give you this example. Well, I don't have to actually go through that whole process. You understand that you open up the thing and then you're going to select the community. And if you wanted to say, I just want anything that has Bueno instead of just the Buena Vista, then what you're going to do is you're going to click and you're going to put a percent on each side of the actual word like that. And then what it'll do is it'll actually bring back every community or city that has that in the name. Okay, and so that's something else as a wildcard option that you're allowed to do with our system. You're allowed to change the price manually to a price range by making sure that you only put a hyphen in there, the dash, with no spacing, no commas. That'll give you a price range. And then if you put a percent sign on both sides of any word, and make sure that there are no other words, you know, everything has to be within this percent sign, spaces, you know, if whatever, then that would be a wildcard search. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to show you. So there's really, and one more thing I do want to point out to any developer, it would be that you're not limited by these templates that we've actually got right here. If you want to create additional templates, then if you could open one of these to edit it in the plugin editor. or you could create a new one right here. You could literally, if you had something and you just wanted to add it in here, this is just an example, you could do that. And you save it and give it a name. And then as soon as you create one and put it into the shortcode directory, then the shortcode template shows up here in the drop-down automatically. So I just wanted to point that out as well. So there's no limitations as to the style or the amount of shortcode templates that you can have. It's only, whatever you decide you need. And if you decide you don't need any of these, you're tired of looking at them, you can delete them from the same folder. All right, well, anyway, I just wanted to finalize that. This will conclude the shortcode video. Anybody need any more support or questions about this how-to can do so in the forums.